They once named a street after Chuck Norris, but they had to change it because nobody crosses Chuck Norris and lives. Chuck Norris doesn't have to flush the toilet. He just scares the crap out of it. Chuck Norris goes to McDonald's. He orders a Whopper. He gets it. When Chuck Norris works out, the equipment gets stronger. Chuck Norris is so tough he wipes with 40 grit sandpaper. The flu gets a Chuck Norris shot every year. Chuck Norris wears sunglasses to protect the sun from his eyes.
What if I told you time waits for no one unless it's Chuck Norris? When Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, he had 3 missed calls from Chuck Norris. When Superman gets ready for bed, he puts on Chuck Norris pajamas. When Chuck Norris was born, he drove his mother back from the hospital. Sources say Chuck Norris can speak Braille in Spanish. Chuck Norris once looked into a mirror and saw no reflection because there's only one Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He decides what time it is. Chuck Norris once threw a grenade that killed 20 people, and then it exploded. Jesus may walk on water, but Chuck Norris swims on land. Chuck Norris is the only man alive who can eat Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. Chuck Norris doesn't breathe. He holds air hostage. There's no theory of evolution, just a list of creatures Chuck Norris allowed to live. There was once a street named after him, but it was soon changed because no one crosses Chuck Norris and lives to tell the tale. He once won a game of Connect 4 in 3 moves. He once played Jenga, Stonehenge. In Spain, the locals may be running from the bulls, but those bulls are running from Chuck Norris.
When Chuck Norris was young, his parents would sleep in his bed when they were scared. Chuck Norris was born in the house that he built with his own 2 hands. Chuck Norris is the reason Waldo is hiding. Chuck Norris can believe it's not butter. Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information he wants. Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in.
Chuck Norris is not hung like a horse. Horses are hung like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris can drown a fish. Chuck Norris went to a feminist rally and left with his shirt ironed and a sandwich.
I'll get a few out of that.
Yeah, how good's that one? What happened to the horse that Chuck Norris kicked in the chin? They're now called giraffes. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he's never cried. Chuck Norris is so fast, he can run around the world and punch himself in the back of the head. Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball. Here you go. Chuck doesn't ring the wrong number. You answer the wrong phone. Chuck Norris once visited the Virgin Islands. They're now just called the Islands.
That's right.
Chuck Norris has a grizzly bear mat in his room. The bear's not dead. It's just too afraid to move.
Chuck Norris doesn't tell ghost stories. Ghosts tell Chuck Norris stories. Chuck Norris once missed 2 days of school. Those 2 days are now called the weekend. When Chuck Norris turned 18, his parents moved out. Chuck Norris once made a Happy Meal cry. Chuck Norris killed 2 stones with 1 bird. Chuck Norris has a bear rug on his living room floor. It's still alive. It's just afraid to move. Follow for more!
Chuck Norris jokes until I cringe or laugh out loud.
Chuck Norris can drown a fish. The only time Chuck Norris was ever wrong was when he thought he had made a mistake.
What? See, I don't laugh at all.
Chuck Norris can play a violin with a piano. Chuck Norris doesn't do a push-up, he pushes the earth down.
So dumb.
Chuck Norris is the reason why Waldo is in hiding.
What do you call an Indian who does not identify as any gender?
I don't know.
Non-binary.
That's good.
Did he get that from the comments? I swear I've read that in the comments before.
Are you stealing jokes off?
I don't read the comments.
This lazy fox just going through the comments.